Mohammed Qasem, November 15th, 2024. No one cares and no one feels anything. That was the last line I said in my monologue back in 2010. I used to believe that hearts could soften or that people could care, but the present reality was enough to expose the ugly truths of a cowardly world full of lies, hypocrisy, and pretense. I used to wish I could write something beautiful. Beautiful words after suffering. The suffering my country has endured from oppression, racism, and persecution. Our lives are filled with black dates. Migration, catastrophe, setback, and starvation. We don't have the right to live a single moment, to feel that in this world there are rights for the young, for the youth, or for the people who walk on this earth, regardless of who they are. When I decided to leave the country, the decision was hard, very hard. But after I felt the darkness of the siege increasing and the smiles of people fading, their laughter disappearing, I thought to myself, leave now before you get lost between your feet. The separation was burning. Exile was scalding, and my mother's heart, oh my, it was painful. She was afraid her youngest son would be away so long that she wouldn't live to see him and her dream of seeing her grandchildren running around her. She doesn't know that my fear for her is far greater than her fear for me. Since I arrived in Morocco in 2016, there have been 2 wars on Gaza, the last one in 2022. In Gaza, every 2 years war breaks out, and the situation is miserable, with bombardment ongoing, as much as God allows, hit, and strike. When I talk to my family during the war, they respond to me coldly, "It's okay, we're fine." Even though every time rockets fall on them, I always say, "May God protect them." Normally, people fear for their children while they're in exile, but we, in our exile, fear for our loved ones back home. Since October 7th, I've been living in a nightmare, and every time I say, "Oh God, let me wake up from it." But this nightmare keeps getting worse and worse, but as time passed, I realized that the nightmare of Gaza is real. We see it, we feel it, and the people live it. When I talk to my family, I feel immense weakness, but I can't do anything for them. They always ask me, "Where should we go?" People are running, some carrying their children, others carrying their mothers on their backs, some with their mattresses, and everyone is running. They don't know where they're going, but they feel that the farther away they go, the safer they'll be. I followed the displacement of my family from Al-Saftawi to the beach, from the beach to the UN schools, from the UN schools to Sheikh Radwan, from Sheikh Radwan to Abu Iskandar. With every displacement, there were stories and tales of fear and terror. One day, I felt like the world had turned dark in my eyes. For 3 days in a row, I couldn't reach my family, and I felt that Gaza was being wiped out. Thoughts came and went. Are they alive? Are they awake? Or are they asleep? Can they even eat or drink? My night was day and my day was night. I couldn't sleep, not even eat. I lived in my room as if I were a prisoner. At night, my phone rang. My sister was calling me. "We're fine." I cried out of joy and started jumping around the house like a madman. I spoke to everyone just to believe her. After the call ended, even though I was reassured about their safety, I felt uneasy. Not long after that day, my phone rang at night. And the one thing I hate most is my phone ringing at night. "Hello, what's going on?" My sister said. "Look online, what are the symptoms of a stroke?" I responded, shocked. Why? What happened?" Mom's eyes turned and her tongue was heavy, and it's 12 o'clock at night. There's no ambulance, and there's shelling everywhere, and the tanks are surrounding the house. At that moment, I felt broken. It was as if someone had tied my hands and feet and was suffocating me. I felt helpless, weak. I imagined my mother calling me with her swollen eyes, and I was powerless, unable to do anything. The most I could do was make an appeal. If the blood didn't stir something in your hearts, will you at least hear my appeal or even see it? My mother is from my country, and the country needs an ambulance. Will you save this country? Or will it meet the same fate as many other countries that die right before your eyes? The country is patient despite the pain, but the rest is up to you. Try to awaken your conscience before we lose our country. And I am certain, no matter what I say, no matter how much I speak, no one will care. And no one will feel anything.